Good morning, everyone. So it is now Wednesday, 28th of October, Wednesday week 7, and I am on my way into the physics building. It's 25 to 8. Normally I wouldn't even be up yet, but I'm trying the productivity thing. I've got a tutorial at 9. Today, in addition to my quantum mechanics tutorial, I've also got potentially the transferable skills talk. But even if it's not today, I do lose an hour and a half this afternoon because we are listening to people in our group give their talks and then giving feedback to them. So either way, from 3 till 4:30 this afternoon, I ain't getting any work done. Okay, so I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that this is going to become a regular occurrence, me getting up at 6:30. But I can see the attraction, especially if you're going out. I'm not saying I'm going to get up at 6:30 and then work in my room. It was one of these sort of perfect St Andrews mornings. It's cold, but not too cold. It's windy, but not too windy. And it's also kind of sunny at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I like them, but I am weird. And Scottish. I imagine some of the drivers going past me at the minute think that I may have lost my mind. Or I'm just an incredible narcissist, which may be true, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm a narcissist. I definitely don't think I'm better than everyone else. Most of the time I think I'm an idiot. So I know on Monday that I was talking about the Travelator being a really bad hill. I think this one might be worse. It's at a relatively steep gradient. I'm not sure if it's quite as bad as the Travelator for that, but it's always got leaves on it and they're always slippy. So this was very much the question of, am I going to fall down a hill this morning? To keep everyone safe at the minute, because coronavirus is going about, we are wearing masks in the physics building. I don't mind. I actually don't mind wearing the mask that much, but I do swap to contact lenses rather than my glasses, because who'd have thought when you put a bit of fabric in front of your face, suddenly your glasses steam up like nothing on earth. Okay, right, so mask is now on. I'm in the physics building. As you can tell from the wonderful lighting. I'm sitting in one of the tutorial rooms. It's actually the one where my quantum tutorial is going to be in about an hour. I'm ready to work. I need to go over some stuff for maths for physicists. I might take a look at quantum, but I wouldn't count on it. There's a maths for physicists tutorial sheet due tomorrow. So hopefully I can get through a decent amount of work in the next 45 minutes before my quantum tutorial. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using very much stock music on these study sessions, and also the fact I don't have earphones in, it's because there's no one else here and I'm totally playing stuff out of speakers. But I can't play you the stuff out of speakers because Runrig will sue me. Okay, so this morning so far I've managed to get through I've read through the notes for lecture 18 of Maths for Physicists. I've still to watch lecture 17, but I'd done the notes for that one as well. The notes are quite self-contained for this module. It's quite good actually. It means you could basically learn the entire course from the notes, but the lecturer for it is lovely, and we like Chris. I'm now going to attempt to do the assess tutorial questions for Maths for Physicists as well. I'm not sure I'm going to get through them all in the next 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm going to give them a stab. Oh, actually, other fun thing that happened. So I arrived, and I'm a junior honours student, so I have I can get in the building 24 hours a day. So it's called out of hours access. And you'd think that anyone higher up than junior honours would have that. Yeah, I got here and it was a PhD student trying to get in the building. He didn't have out of hours access. Yeah, I did. It's really strange, but I just found that kind of funny. Right, Okay, so I'd intended staying in the physics building a little longer this morning, but decided against it because there weren't many rooms available. And quite frankly, the masks are a bit warm. Okay, so I've mentioned that we have this review article to write. I was getting some papers for it earlier. Just now, actually, probably in the blog. Okay, so my review article for transferable skills is on star formation around our galactic centre. Why this is interesting is because the galactic centre has a black hole. A really, really bleeding massive one. Interestingly called a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A star. The reason that star formation around a black hole is interesting, especially one that large, is because of something called tidal forces, which is a sort of a differential in the forces that it should stop star formation, it should destroy the molecular cloud the stars come from. Alright, so I'm going to go and look at the current literature material, which is all the papers and review articles that other people have written, and try and sort of summarise them to explain what the current research is and the current sort of consensus is on how this is possible, what we see, what we would expect to see around supermassive black holes and potentially other galaxies, if we had that sort of resolution. It's a really interesting topic, and it kind of smashes together one of the all-time coolest things in astrophysics, which is black holes, and one of my favourite things in astrophysics, which is star formation. I'm interested in the topic, which is helpful. This is one of the real strengths of the transferable skills module, is that it gives us the chance to look into stuff that we're actually interested in, as opposed to them saying, hey, here's the topic you should know about, go and look into it. It's, hey, here's a load of topics of the right level that we think you might be interested in, now go and do your favourite. Okay, so it's just gone 12 o'clock, I've been back at the flat for a while. I've timed the talk with the PowerPoint, and I clearly was talking just far too slowly. I recorded myself doing it, and definitely too slow. It needs to be somewhere between like 12 to 15 minutes, and I slowed down enough to knock it over 16, which is too long. I was pushing it, I was expecting it to be about 13, 14. Which is the dance, actually. It's the Scottish country dance, incidentally. Not important, though. I'll just talk faster. It'll be fine. Hopefully I won't lose marks. Too many marks if I'm too fast. Or too fast, too slow. I'm going to get lunch. I can really tell I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I can also tell I haven't eaten anything since 7:30. I am starving. But not properly starving. Please, if you have any spare income at the minute, or any spare food or tin stuff, please take it to your local food bank. Government has voted against providing free school meals through holidays through to Easter. Please, if you have anything to spare, take it to a food bank. Kids do not deserve to go hungry. It isn't, and even if it is the parents' fault, that doesn't mean the kids should suffer. Please, go to a food bank if you have stuff and donate it. Because this government is atrocious. Okay, so it's just gone 2 o'clock. I've spent the last half hour on a call with a load of applicants, or potential applicants to the university, as well as faculty and other students in St Andrews in the physics department. So every week we have these visiting days that I talked about yesterday, and so every week we have these visiting days that happen on a Wednesday pretty much every week, and during that the physics department has a 1 hour Teams call. Normally it would be a presentation in a lecture theatre because people would actually physically be in St Andrews, but for corona reasons we can't have that. We have this Teams call, and they give a presentation for half an hour, and then they open it up to a Q&A, and they have members of staff from the school. It's things like the head of school, the director of teaching, the admissions officer, and one of the lecturers chairs the session, and then there's a few students, such as myself. And we just answer questions on our experience at St Andrews, why we love it, why we love the physics department, what sort of modules we do, and I don't know, it's a lot of it's the same questions every week, but I don't mind, because I feel like I'm giving back to the community, and that's the thing about St Andrews, especially in the physics department. The community is great. I love the community in the physics department. I was in there this morning, I was walking down a corridor, and just my maths or physicist lecturer is just like, oh, good morning! Love Chris. But no, it's a really nice department to be part of, and I do not regret choosing St Andrews in any way. I thought about Glasgow for a bit when I was applying. I applied to Edinburgh as well, and Strathclyde and Dundee. I had 5 applications, I had to film some. I considered Glasgow, and then after about 2 hours at the open day here, I was like, no, I'm coming to St Andrews. Which we kind of expected, let's be honest. I have wanted to come to St Andrews since I was a wee kid. Even when I didn't want to do a physics degree, I wanted to come here. And I do not regret my choice. I've got 50 minutes until this transferable skills talk could potentially be happening. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cup of tea, and then I'm going to go and try and get through something on my to-do list. I might try and do some more of the assessed questions for Maths for Physicists, because I've got a question on there that I do not understand. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Wonder what tea I'm going to have. Right, so it's now 20 to 5, and I'm done the Cassini talk. It is finished. I'm not done with Cassini. I'm going to be making a video version of this talk, because it's a really interesting thing, and also I spent far too much time researching it for me to do a 50-minute talk on it. Sorry, 50 minutes and 54 seconds talk, according to my tutor's timing. Yeah, it's done. It went overall, I think it went pretty well. I still have to see the feedback, but I think it went quite well. There was a few technical difficulties. The PowerPoint did not advance a couple of times. I forgot to advance it another couple of times. Some of the transitions didn't work quite as well on Teams as I thought they might. But overall, it went okay, and it's done. That is the important thing. It is done. Okay, before I go and do that though, I am going to do a quick Q&A session, kind of. I put a message in a Discord group, separate group to where the questions came from yesterday. So a few more questions. Actually, it's other people who have gone through physics degrees they've given me some of the questions that they had when they started. The first one is, how much reading compared to humanities in a physics degree? Well, that very much depends on the module. Some have quite a bit. You've seen that I do my intergalactic reading on a Monday morning, or afternoon, depending on how long it takes. Others have relatively little. So my Maths for Physicists module has extremely little reading. You don't have to do it. There are lecture notes, which I do read, but they don't take that long to read for each lecture. In first year, there is encouraged reading, but it's not really required. I have this textbook, Principles of Physics by Halliday, Resnick and Walker. I have the 10th edition, got it second hand, and I'm very glad I got it second hand because I didn't actually use it that much. It's the sort of thing, some people will really use the books, some people will really not. Yeah, I used it a lot in my formal lab report in second year because it gave me a good, easy to reference, reliable source of information on electrostatics. I used it for a sort of second opinion to some of the course content throughout first and second year. I didn't use it massively, but it's also a really good place to reference if you need like constants or something and you don't want to go hunting for them online. What else we got? Social life, yeah. So I've talked a bit yesterday. If you haven't watched yesterday's vlog, then top right hand corner, go watch it. I talked a little bit about the student societies in physics, so that's things like Physics Society, AstroSoc, and Engineering and Aerospace Society. But there are so many other societies. There are hundreds in the university when you include all the affiliated societies, the non-affiliated societies, I don't actually know of as many of them, the sports clubs, which I tried joining swimming in my first year. I didn't really enjoy it because my club at home I was in the non-competitive squad and it was really small. Like I had a lane to myself most nights. Swimming club here was a bit busier. I didn't really like it, so I stopped. I'm thinking of picking up tennis. There are so many societies covering just about any interest you could possibly have, and if you can't find one for an interest you like, you can start your own. I'm in a good number of societies. Music society I'm in. I run the Celtic Society, as I've said in previous videos. Definitely come to our stuff if you come to St Andrews. A lot of societies host free events or sort of big events like, for example, the PhysSoc and AstroSoc, they run Starball, the Physics and Astronomy Ball, which you don't have to be a member of either society to go to, last time I checked. Most people are, but they don't have to be. Societies kind of make the social experience at university, especially in St Andrews. We don't have a lot of things that big city has. We don't have like a big multiplex cinema. We do have a local cinema. It's closed at the minute because of Corona, but I like that cinema. It's not that it's really cheap for tickets, but the snacks are really cheap, so you can actually go and afford to have movie and a popcorn for about 10 quid, as opposed to like the 20 quid you'd be in like Cineworld or View. And it's a nice atmosphere. It's an old cinema. We are missing out on a lot of the things that you would have in a big city. We don't have McDonald's. We don't have a big multiplex cinema. We don't have a shopping mall. But we do have loads of student societies, a brilliant community, and it's just, I love it. I would quite like to know about labs and how they differ to the ones done before uni. Are they more interesting? Yes, that is the bottom line, is yes, they are more interesting. For me, labs in school was things like measuring voltages over a series circuit, or measuring how fast something rolls down a bench. The most exciting lab thing I got to do in high school physics was I spent 3 months shining a laser to wall for my advanced higher project to determine its wavelength. Now, I did actually get within 1 nanometer, but I'm pretty sure that was luck. Over my time doing labs in St Andrews, I have done liquid nitrogen to determine heat capacity of different metals. I've done a sonometer, measuring the frequency and harmonic frequencies of a guitar string. I've done radioactive decay rates. I've done Stefan's law experiments. I've done an electromagnetism experiment determining like electrostatic forces for different electromagnets. Really interesting one, actually. I wrote my formal lab report on it last semester. And we had an electronics lab at the end of last semester, well, midway through last semester before everything went a bit wrong, which was all soldering electronics together. And if I wasn't doing the astrophysics degree, I would have an entire electronics module this semester. Soldering's really fun though. I only burnt myself a few times. Yeah. I need to do more work. I am going to take my contacts out though, because I've been looking at a screen with contacts in for like an hour and a half on that talk, and I need to not have contacts. Alright, so it's now about 8:30, and we've just had the joint event between the Celtic Society and the Photography Society. We did a joint event this evening to talk about photographing Scotland, which is something I find interesting because I went on holiday over the summer around the North Coast 500, around the top of Scotland, and did a fair bit of photography up there. I might share some of those images at some point. Who knows? But yeah, really good event actually. We had 3 speakers. Someone who does a lot of landscape photography, someone who tries to tell more stories with their photography, so make it more about what's in the image rather than the technical aspect of the image. And then somebody doing drone photography, which is just, well, a little more inaccessible. Still really cool. I'm going to call it here tonight. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you're looking for something else to watch, then there's my recent video on what you do in a physics degree. Make sure you comment with any questions, criticisms, things you'd like me to cover in future vlogs. This is probably one of the best series to ask questions on, because with daily vlogs you get a response a lot faster. I still didn't get that tutorial sheet finished because I procrastinated, so I guess I'm getting up earlier tomorrow to do that. But yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.